Hello, beautiful people. Welcome in Thug Life. Welcome to the Miss Best Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best. We are here to do our weekly review of The Chi. We are in the final season. That is season 8, episode 3, Beneath the Icy Veil. Chicago looked cold as hell for no good reason. Shout out to everybody who can endure the winters out there. I'm excited to be here. I am actually getting this video out on time this week. If you like the content that we do or enjoyed this video, please consider liking the video on your way in or out. Also, a big welcome to all of our new subscribers, as well as anybody watching this video. Welcome, welcome, and happy Saturday. And thank you to all who do get these things done. Also, you guys see the links in the description of this video. There's links for how you can follow me on social media, suggest shows, as well as links to other great creators' channels. It is in the description of this video, like always. But let's get into this episode. So it starts with us like getting to see updates with everyone, but the biggest update is the fact that Rashad and Victor were able to get out of jail. It looks like Patience going and talking to the young lady, asking about Rosalind Perry. It looks like she was able to get her to speak because they are entirely out of jail. Now Jake picks them up and he tells them that he's going to take them by Tiff's house. And the reason why is because she wants to see them. They get there and Tiff is actually being extremely helpful towards the gentleman, which I'm not surprised because if Tiff know you not wrong on something and know the truth about something, that's where she kind of usually does the right thing. But it's awkward because this is the first time Tiff is seeing Victor since he went in the jail after he helped her give birth to the baby she got there. They was low-key dating and having a vibe, but he ended up going to jail, so they couldn't really see where it went. Now he's finally seeing her. He's aware that Nuck is there, and it seems like Victor feels away, and I'm kind of confused because I'm like, why do you care when you just have Fatima come and visit you? Is it Fatima or Tiff that you want, Victor? Let us know. The people would love to know. I'm inquiring. But they end up discussing who killed Alicia because they still don't know that it was Rosalind Perry who was the person who killed her. However, they question Nuck, and Nuck is like, no, he did not do it. And it was funny because Nuck is like, why everybody always think I'm the one who off somebody? Because you be the one to off people. What you mean? Nuck caught like 4 bodies already, and I'm sure he's going to catch some more. But Tiffany does give money to Rashad and Victor so that they could be okay. She gives them a duffel bag full of cash, and they take this money and they go to the family house that really belongs to, I mean, if you're a day one of The Chi, you remember season 1, Reg was in that house raising Jake. Though he wasn't doing a good job, at least he tried to take care of his brother. But I guess it's a family house. Whatever the hell, he goes and gets the house back from Reg. Reg is not trying to give the house, puts a gun in his face. He knocks the gun out of his face, and it's like, I already know how you move and what's going on. He gives him the bag of money so that he could get the hell on. Fair. But it's like a little ridiculous that you have to pay to get him out. I feel like Reg keep testing them. I want them to test Reg. Like, yeah, Reg would beat them up, but will he shoot or kill one of his siblings? Like, I want them to test him sometimes because I'm so tired of Reg. Reg is getting on my nerves. At first, I was like, oh my God, they brought him back. But now I'm kind of like, Reg, you just do too much. You do too much. Lord help us. But after we see that scene, we get to see a scene of all of the women that are currently kind of like how we used to get the group of the young lady, Jason's mom. I cannot remember her character's name, but how we used to get him and her and Jada and all the women together. They're doing the same thing. And Lene is there. And she starts talking about Nuck and how she don't like him, talk about he's a killer. And the group is like, okay, but so is your brother. And little does she know, so is Bakari. But Lene's like, my brother's changed. He said he's not doing that no more. She just sounded so young and dumb saying that. But they asked who Nuck has killed, and she said Pastor Zeke. Or who her brother has killed, and she said Pastor Zeke. Which pretty much tells on Bacardi. But not Bacardi. I keep wanting to call this boy Bacardi. Bakari, it does kind of give him away to let people know that he's been pillow talking, which you don't need to do in situations like this. But like I said in my last review, Bakari was dumb to pillow talk with Lene, knowing that she don't want his narrow behind in the life. So you shouldn't be talking about the stuff that you're doing in the life with a person that does not want you a part of the life. It just does not make any sense. It just doesn't. But now that Lene done talk too much, I'm like, my God, this is not going to be good. So later on in the episode, after that little girl's meeting, Tiffany is at home with Nuck. And she asks Nuck if he killed Pastor Zeke. And he's like, no, but where you hear that from? And then she tries to tell him she heard it from a bunch of people and that she's tired of being asked about it every day. And she eventually lets him know that it's Lene who told her that, which as soon as Nuck hears that, he goes off because he knows that if it's coming from Lene, that Bakari was pillow talking and Bakari looked him in his eyeballs and lied to him, which Nuck is not big on that, but we do know Nuck cares about Bakari. But I've been thinking this whole season, like, are they setting up for Bakari to die or something? And so I'm thinking that Nuck gon', catch Bakari. But what he ends up doing is calling Bakari over to their little headquarters or whatever. Bakari comes over, he knocks him down, just punches him square in his face, and lets him know that he knows that he was pillow talking to Lene. He fires him and tells him he's not going to work for him no more. He puts a gun to his head, but he did not kill him, which I was glad about because I feel like Nuck could drop people for nothing, but I want him to have some type of humility, some type of something, But after we see that, after Bakari gets knocked on his ass, fired, all of this crazy stuff, he runs home and he's upset with Lene, obviously. She is apologizing to him about, all that has happened. But she pretty much tells him he could get a real job. She's not concerned about the fast life or none of that. And he is so against it from what it seems like, but he ends up leaving. Now, we do learn that he got a job at Smokey's working for Emmett, but it's just one of those things where I was thinking throughout the whole episode, like, how long is this going to last? Just because Bakari doesn't make good decisions. He's had a rougher life. For the most part, is on his own. So I'm concerned about how he's going to handle this. I really am. But we get to see Riley, who is the woman who is dating Emmett's dad. She's leading a group for troubled kids. Emmett's son, Devontae, the one that's getting in trouble, brought the gun to school. We know that he's being homeschooled by Keisha, which is going well. But he gets to be in this group. It looks like some sort of therapeutic group with other problematic kids with similar situations. It was interesting because they incorporated that a lot of these kids, if they didn't have their dad, you saw some of the kids had a mom that was known to be a hoe. And then the other kids, a lot of them, if they did have their father at home, their father was at home just smoking weed, letting females cook. And you could just see, like, just because a man is in the home doesn't mean exactly he's being that good parental figure. But it looks like the homeschooling as well as the therapy is helping Devontae. So I said, you know what? Whatever. Thank God that they're doing something helpful. Now, Kenya, who is Pastor Zeke's daughter, she goes to see Emmett, and she pretty much lets Emmett know that she's concerned about Papa. He's smoking a lot. She says he really needs a father figure, and that's what her dad was for him. I respected Kenya for this. It's like, girl, somebody has to look out for Papa. I don't know where Papa's mom is. They never showed her too much on the show, but obviously she can't do for him what he needs. He does need some type of a father figure. And Emmett was that for Kevin. Emmett was that for a lot of people on the show. So I appreciate it. If we go all the way back to season 1, Coogie's brother, he was kind of like that towards Kevin and a lot of the younger people. So it's kind of a full circle moment to see Emmett's character evolve into someone who, even though he's going through some shit, Emmett still takes the time to go and meet with Papa. And I like the approach with Papa because he didn't just attack him and tell him you need to relax and this and that. But it's like, hey, you smoking too much. You don't want to use any substance or alcohol to cover up your pain and things like that. And, I think it will do something for Papa, but they didn't get far. Now we get to see Bakari. Not Bakari. Bakari's working at Smokey's, and Emmett is working the register as well. Sunny comes in. For those who did not watch the earlier seasons of The Chi, originally Smokey's was a neighborhood joint that was owned by Sunny. Sunny employed Emmett. Emmett's character went through a lot of growth and maturing, but Emmett worked for Smokey's for some time, eventually became a manager, went from being a manager to owning the place, and it was a lot. Emmett and Smokey, it was nice, or Emmett and Sunny, it was nice to see him come back because he really was one of the few people trying to like look out for Emmett. I appreciate OGs like Sunny's character. But Sunny's back, says hello. He's just in town and he wants to check on some things. And he talks to Emmett and he's happy to see how well the restaurant is doing. But he asked him, he was like, have you considered franchising? Emmett says he doesn't want to franchise. As Sunny still encourages him, he's like, you know, you got to think about generational wealth. Like a second location gets you money. If you don't franchise, maybe open another one. And Emmett's like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. And he kind of encourages him, like, get support from your community, which is a beautiful thing. They've done that in real time here in the Bay Area. Shout out to Hyphy Burger in Oakland, California. They have one location in West Oakland. They are from West Oakland, Guap Dad and Bay Area Foods, and they opened a second location, and the community has supported them. So I'm always for people getting the support for their community to bring stuff owned by them to their community. I'm here for it. So I love that Sunny reminded people of the importance of generational wealth. It was like, would they be like, moment? So I definitely enjoyed it. But after we see Sunny's return, we do get to see Patience, the attorney that helped get them out. Now that she is not technically Shad's attorney, she's willing to go out on a date with him. So we shall see where that goes. But while that's happening, we see that Bakari is taking out the trash, doing his legal work as Sunny's. And he sees that his car is repossessed because he didn't make the payments, because he's not making as much money. What's crazy to me is if you was in the life and with the shit, what were you spending your money on that you don't have nothing left to make your car payment? Like, what were you doing, Bacardi? Or Bakari, where did the money go? Where did the money go? I'm going to stop calling this young man Bacardi. I swear I am. I don't even drink Bacardi. I haven't had Bacardi since I was like, probably like 21 or 22. Lord help us. But Bakari's car has been repossessed. After he gets off of his shift, he's walking in the snow to take the bus. Reg pulls up on him. I said, Lord, here Reg go. Now, Reg pulls up on Bakari and he offers him to sell, it looks like a bag of pills, no strings attached. Bakari's like, all money come with strings, which is true. But the concern in it is that Bakari eventually does agree. He wagers out a deal with Reg that says he will get more than half. But Reg gives him 48 hours to sell the pills, even though Bakari was originally trying to say he only needs 72. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. I feel like Reg is setting up Bakari because Reg thinks that Bakari is connected to Nuck. I don't know. Or at the very least, he knows that Nuck cares about him. But I feel like Reg might be setting up Bakari. I don't know why. Let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. I'm always in the comments, but it just did not feel right. And it's unfortunate that this young man has a book out and he is willing to get a job, work hard, do everything but promote his book. It's just unfortunate to see him go back into the life. But if I'm being honest with y'all thugs, I'm just surprised Bakari's still alive. But I feel like he might die at the end of it. I hope he doesn't. But like just the decision-making process of his character is just like lacking. Like it's lacking. Now, the last thing we see in this episode is Nuck and Tiff in a beautiful bathtub having a moment together. And we know that Tiff kind of had a little moment at some point in the episode with Victor where, you know, her and Victor talked that he was kind of like, you didn't really give me a chance, but I'm going to accept that you're moving on. And it seemed like Tiff is kind of unsure about if she actually wants to deal with Nuck. Maybe Tiff is starting to want to make better choices. She's got the money that Alicia left her. She really don't need to be with niggas in the street no more. Like, she has no reason to do that. Maybe she's coming around because Nuck was like, I love you. You hear me? She didn't say it back. Let me tell y'all something about women. If we love you too, we're going to say that shit back, be happy, and hop on, okay? We are not going to sit there and think. And she looked distraught. And then they put on the Janae Aiko Blue Dream at the end of it. Okay? We have to know that Tiff is probably at a crossroads. And it wouldn't surprise me because Tiff was like this with Emmett as well. I feel like Tiff doesn't stay interested in the guy that's good for her long enough. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen. They're making it interesting. They are definitely making it interesting. But y'all, I appreciate y'all for watching the Shy reviews that I've been putting out. We will be back again next week with another review. Let me know how you guys felt about the episode, where you think the plots are going, all of those good things. If there's a show that you would like me to cover, I am always accepting suggestions. The next scripted show review that I will have out will be Nemesis. I'm either going to get that Nemesis video out to you guys this Sunday, which will be June the 7th, or I will get it out on Tuesday the 8th. I'm going to figure it out. But I hope you guys like the video. Consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate everybody. I'm getting very, very close to 1,000 subscribers. Let me know how you felt about The Shy, and I will chat with you beautiful people for the next review. Adios. Thank you.